Welcome to the podcast. If you'd like to listen to an ad-free version of this episode and all of our episodes, then search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. That's our premium channel where all of our ad-free and advanced episodes live, all in one place. True Crime Today Premium Plus. Search it on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. Even try it for 3 days free.
You're about to take a deep dive into one of the biggest true crime cases in the universe. Or, at least, on our part of the planet. From the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today.
The moon cast a pale glow over the sprawling acres of the Murdaugh family's estate in Colleton County, South Carolina. On the evening of June 7, 2021, the quiet serenity of this rural landscape was shattered by a discovery that would send shockwaves through the community and the nation. Margaret Maggie Murdaugh and her son Paul were found dead, victims of a brutal double homicide. The Murdaugh name, long synonymous with legal prestige and influence in the Low Country, was now at the center of a chilling mystery. Alec Murdaugh, Maggie's husband and Paul's father, reported finding their bodies near the dog kennels on the property. The tragic event set off a complex investigation, eventually leading to Alec's arrest and charges for their murders. Prosecutors alleged that mounting financial pressures and a desire to garner sympathy drove him to commit the unthinkable. Alec maintained his innocence, pleading not guilty, and asserting that he loved his family dearly. As the legal proceedings unfolded, questions lingered. Could there be more to this story? Are there alternative theories that might explain who killed Maggie and Paul Murdaugh? Exploring these possibilities requires delving into the intricate web of relationships, events, and circumstances surrounding the family. One theory that emerged revolves around the fatal boat crash in 2019 involving Paul Murdaugh. In February of that year, a boat allegedly driven by Paul collided with a bridge piling on Archer's Creek, resulting in the death of 19-year-old Mallory Beach. Paul faced charges of boating, under the influence causing death and serious bodily injury. The incident cast a shadow over the Murdaugh family, leading to legal battles and heightened scrutiny. Could someone connected to Mallory Beach have sought vengeance against Paul? The Beach family, devastated by their loss, pursued legal action against Paul and others. While there is no evidence that the family themselves harbored violent intentions, the possibility arises that an unknown individual, perhaps a friend or acquaintance sympathetic to the Beaches, might have taken matters into their own hands. In the months following the boat crash, reports surfaced of Paul receiving threats. Some acquaintances mentioned that tensions were high and emotions ran deep in the close-knit community. The theory suggests that a person fueled by anger over the perceived lack of accountability could have targeted Paul, with Maggie tragically becoming collateral damage. However, law enforcement investigations did not publicly confirm any credible threats that pointed to such a perpetrator. The idea remains speculative, hinging on the assumption that unresolved anger led to a violent act of revenge. Another avenue of speculation involves the possibility of unknown assailants or a random act of violence. The Murdaugh estate, expansive and somewhat secluded, could, in theory, have been accessed by outsiders. Could a burglary have gone wrong? Could transients or criminals have stumbled upon the property with malicious intent? Analysis of this theory raises questions. The crime scene did not show signs of forced entry or theft. Moreover, rural Colleton County, while not immune to crime, does not have a high incidence of random violent attacks on private residences, especially those as remote as the Murdaugh estate. Law enforcement officials have not indicated that evidence supports the presence of unknown intruders on the night of the murders. A third theory explores potential drug-related motives. Rumors circulated about possible connections between the Murdaugh family and illegal drug activities. Alec Murdaugh later admitted to a long-standing opioid addiction, which opened the door to speculation about entanglements with dangerous individuals involved in drug distribution. Could Maggie and Paul have been victims of a retaliatory act linked to drug dealings? If Alec owed money or had conflicts with drug suppliers, might they have targeted his family to send a message? Investigations into Alec's activities did reveal associations with questionable characters, including Curtis Smith, a former client whom Alec allegedly hired to assist in a staged suicide attempt for insurance purposes. However, there is no public evidence tying Smith or any drug-related associates directly to the murders of Maggie and Paul. Law enforcement has not substantiated claims that drug debts or disputes played a role in the homicides. Another angle considers enemies stemming from Alec's legal work. As a prominent attorney, Alec was involved in various cases that could have engendered animosity. Could a disgruntled client or an adversary from a contentious lawsuit have harbored a grudge strong enough to commit murder? Examining Alec's case history reveals that, like many lawyers, he dealt with dissatisfied clients and tough legal battles. However, there is no documented evidence of threats or hostility rising to the level of violent retribution. Colleagues and acquaintances have not reported any specific incidents that would support this theory. In evaluating these alternative theories, it's essential to consider the forensic evidence gathered at the crime scene. The murders were committed using 2 different firearms, suggesting the possibility of multiple assailants. This detail could support theories involving outside perpetrators. However, it's also possible that a single individual used multiple weapons to stage the scene or for other reasons. Investigators collected shell casings and examined ballistic evidence, but specifics have not been fully disclosed to the public. DNA evidence, fingerprints, and other physical clues would be critical in identifying or ruling out potential suspects. Without access to the complete investigative files, assessing the viability of alternative theories based on forensic evidence is challenging. Digital footprints also play a crucial role. Cell phone records, GPS data, and electronic communications can provide timelines and indicate who was where at critical moments. Any potential suspects would likely have been scrutinized for alibis and inconsistencies. Law enforcement's focus on Alec suggests that alternative suspects did not emerge from this analysis, or if they did, they were deemed less likely to be involved. Witness testimonies and community input further shaped the investigation. Neighbors and locals might have observed unfamiliar vehicles or suspicious activity. Reports of such sightings have not been prominently featured in public records related to the case. The absence of these accounts could indicate that no such observations were made, or that they did not yield actionable leads. Law enforcement faced challenges in this case, including navigating the influence and legacy of the Murdaugh family. Allegations arose questioning whether the family's connections impacted the thoroughness and direction of the investigation. Authorities maintained that they pursued all leads impartially, but some critics remained skeptical. Media coverage amplified these concerns. Early reporting often centered on Alec and the family's history, potentially shaping public perception and narrowing the focus. Social media buzzed with theories, some wildly speculative, others grounded in bits of known information. The court of public opinion can sometimes overshadow the complexities of an investigation. Legal experts weigh in on the importance of exploring all possibilities to ensure justice. They note that while it's crucial to consider alternative theories, these must be supported by evidence to hold weight in court. The prosecution's case against Alec relied on establishing motive, opportunity, and linking him to the crime through circumstantial and, where available, direct evidence. Alec's defense challenged the prosecution's narrative, highlighting the lack of eyewitnesses and asserting that he had no reason to harm his family. They pointed to his emotional 911 call and cooperation with investigators as indicators of his innocence. The defense suggested that insufficient attention was given to other potential suspects. In the end, the jury's task was to weigh the evidence presented and determine whether reasonable doubt existed regarding Alec's guilt. The presence of alternative theories can introduce doubt, but only if they are substantiated by credible evidence. The tragic deaths of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh left a lasting impact on the community. The search for truth and justice continues to resonate with those who knew them and those who followed the case from afar. Exploring alternative theories serves as a reminder of the complexities inherent in criminal investigations and the necessity of thorough, unbiased inquiry. As we reflect on these possibilities, we acknowledge that definitive answers may remain elusive. Theories without evidence remain speculative, and the pursuit of justice relies on facts that can be proven in a court of law. The story of the Murdaugh family is a tapestry woven with threads of legacy, tragedy, and mystery. A story that continues to unfold, inviting contemplation and caution in equal measure.
In a world where the darkest secrets lie just beneath the surface,
They said it was an accident, but the evidence says otherwise.
where hidden killers roam unnoticed in the shadows.
I think you would definitely be looking at a blend of toxic, very bad narcissistic personality traits, and they will be vengeful and possibly resort to violence.
Join Tony Bruschi as he uncovers the truth behind the most chilling cases.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence clearly says otherwise.
Each episode, we dig deep into the minds of those who commit the unthinkable.
To your point on narcissism, he thinks in his own mind how witty he is.
Yeah.
But he lost that jury. I was done with him in 2 minutes.
From unsolved mysteries to infamous crimes.
Geez, you've just talked about how you've taught yourself how to do everything under the sun. I bet you did a YouTube video, how to best kill somebody with a knife.
Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi takes you where few dare to go.
How does someone with such a dark secret go unnoticed for so long?
With multiple new episodes every single day.
We're not just telling stories, we're seeking justice.
Listen now on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.